Welcome to r/Choosingbeggars, where an entitled mommy asks OP to sign over all of her property to her precious babies. Our next post is from shygirlturnedsassy. My stepsister-in-law is the kind of person who couldn't fathom why any woman would not want to become a mother. She's always been really critical of my choice to be child-free. She always made some catty comments about how I'll never know true happiness. However, when I saw her a few days ago at my dad's birthday party, she seemed to have done a complete 180. She told me again and again how she's supportive of my life choices and shouldn't have kids if I don't want them. I didn't know what to make of this. I just said something like, "Oh, okay, thanks." But my gut told me there was more to her sudden acceptance than she was letting on. The phone call I received from her yesterday proved my gut instinct right. She started off with the usual, "How are you? We need to get together soon," BS. Then she began to not so subtly inquire about my finances. What sort of savings do I have? How much I make every year, etc. I, of course, got irritated and asked her what she meant and to come to the freaking point. She giggled and replied, "Well, since you won't be having kids of your own, why don't you make my children your heirs?" I didn't know whether to laugh like a maniacal villain or just get pissed. I decided to let her go on. "As you know, your brother and I are planning to have at least 4 kids. They already have one. So when they're born, you can leave equal portions of your estate to all of them." Uh-huh. "You and that boyfriend of yours say you don't even want to get married. So it's not like you have to leave anything for him, right?" Really? "Yeah, so I thought instead of your life savings going to waste, they can just go to your family." After I'm dead? Yes. Do you plan to make it look like suicide or an accident? What? Since you planned all this, you must have made some plans to off me, right? Go on, tell me what it is. Is it something super creative and unusual? My sister-in-law, angry in the way that douchebags get angry when you call them out on their BS. "How could you think that? I only suggested this so you wouldn't have the burden of worrying about what would happen to your money when you're on your deathbed." Aren't you a sweetheart? I'll spare you the burden of worrying about me worrying about my money by leaving everything I have to charities that I support. She started blabbering again, but before she could form a full sentence, I hung up. I also called my dad to let him know about this. This morning, I received a call from my stepbrother and he apologized profusely for what his wife had said. I told him if she ever pulled anything like this again, it will be the last time I speak to them. So if I didn't have any kids or a wife, I would definitely leave all of my money to my pupper, Hugo. I actually have an interesting story about this. My mom had a coworker who had a really high-paying, successful job, making like over $100K a year. He was a really nice guy, but he didn't have a wife or any kids. I think actually he was a widower or something. So anyways, he had all this money, but no one to spend it on, but he did have a dog. So he hired contractors to build a custom doghouse that was like the size of a shed. And honest to God, I am not making this up. The doghouse had a chandelier in it. Because why not? What dog doesn't deserve a chandelier? Our next post is from NibbatoPrime. "Hey." "Hello? May I know who I'm talking to?" "I'm responding to your ad for the free hamster cage." "That's me. So when can you pick it up?" "Pick up? What do you mean?" "I mean, coming to pick it up?" "I'm not doing that. You said it was free." "Yes, the cage is free, but shipping isn't." "That's BS. Piece of doo-doo. N-word." Our next post is from Kicked Cancer's Butt. Congrats on that, by the way. "Hey, I got your number from your ad on Facebook. I need 2 of my horses clipped full. They also need to be bathed, and I need 1 show touch-up and bath for my other horse." So glad you found my ad and want my services. I always appreciate new business. Where are you located? I can give you a price once I know how far I'll need to travel. We are in blank. So that's a 4-hour drive one way. For travel, 2 full body clips, 3 baths, and 1 touch-up, the price is going to be $275 to $325, depending on the size of your horses needing the full body clips. I'll pay you $150 for all of it. I can't afford that much. So I work a lot with people on prices because I understand financial situations and how tight money can be. I can charge you the lower end of the range for the clips and give you a discount, but the lowest I can charge you is $250. That is effing obnoxious. I'm not paying that much for you to come shave some hair off my babies. They deserve the best, but you are robbing people. I'm so sorry. It's truly the lowest I can go. I'm in college and my clipping business is the majority of my income. My ratings are consistent and it is a great price that I offer. I use my own blades, clippers, gas, and time to pamper your animals and make them look their best. I apologize for the inconvenience in taking up your time. I hope you find someone to clip your horses that fits in your budget and does a halfway decent job at that price. Best of luck to you. F you! I tried to be reasonable with you, but you should be ashamed. I am going to tell everyone I know what a scam you're running and post a review about how horrible you are. Oh God, not a bad review. Okay, I'll do it for free if you don't leave me a bad review and you don't tell people I'm a scammer. I don't want my secret out. I can only do this Saturday, and I expect the best service. My address is blank. Lol, okay. And according to legend, the choosing beggar is still waiting for OP to this day. Our next post is from BigBootyBuilder. Hi, what exactly do you mean? I don't know, maybe you could draw an awesome logo. You're totally free. I don't do commissions for free. Oh, no, it's not like that. It's an honor for you to be allowed to draw for me. I'm sorry, but I have never heard of your brand. Our next post is from Little Light in the Dark. Hi all, I decided I'm ready for a girlfriend. Requirements: must live at my house full time, must always look sexy, must always be home, no going out, house must always be clean. Food must be hot and ready the exact moment I am home. And then, amazingly, 2 days later, this guy makes another post, and somehow it gets worse. It's been more than 2 days. I'm done. I got 0 applications. How hard is it? All I asked was to meet simple requirements. How hard is that? Whatever, you whores, you're all fugly anyway. However, if you want to apply and haven't gotten around to it yet, that's okay. But I've added more to my requirements. Must be a cute Asian or similar looking. I would prefer if you had big eyes or look similar to Madoka. If you don't know who that is, don't bother. I feel like the bottom of this post should also say, must also be willing to ignore the screams for help coming from my locked basement. Our next post is from Woodridge. I don't know what is with all these choosing beggars today, but this is my response to anybody who complains about the Astro Gaming discount link not being discounted enough. Lol, 5% off? That's literally not even enough to cover tax. Thank you so much for the gracious discount, Astro. I just contacted the Astro web team. We identified your unique cookie and raised the price by 25% just for you. Everyone else still gets the 5% off, but it only applies at the last step of checkout. I am strongly in favor of a 25% tax on all choosing beggars and Karens. Our next post is from JimMcDowell. I'm a rideshare driver, so my Jeep has the required logos. I pull into a gas station and a guy seeing them walks up to me. Hey, nice ride. Thanks. What is it? A 16 Renegade? He notes the tags. You drive? I'm actually off right now. Can you give me a ride? I've been waiting forever. I'm sorry, I'm not working. I'm on my way to... Come on, just go online. It doesn't work like that. Besides, I have plans. Fine. He goes to open my back door. What the heck? Look, I'm just going to blink. It's no big deal. That's way out of my way. Come on, man. Are you carrying cash? No, why? That's a $20 ride. I can't go on the app, but if you got the cash. I'm not paying you. I have a promotion for a free ride. Then you'll have to wait for your ride. Screw you, you racist blank. This is the exact same thing as coming up to a professional chef on the street and being like, hey, I've got a coupon for a free burger from McDonald's, so cook me dinner. Our next story is from littleauthoress. Some backstory. I dated this guy for a long time, and he was a nice guy, choosy beggar, and entitled person all wrapped in one. I have tons of stories, but this made me laugh. I was the only one who worked, and he sat at home eating macas and playing games, drinking, and being lazy. He destroyed my bank account daily and threatened to kill himself or my family if I told him I wanted to leave him. Anyway, one day I received this phone call after work. Hey, I need you to ask your parents for something. Me, skeptical. Like what? I just want them to give me a loan. My parents are very wealthy, but despise my boyfriend because of how much he takes from me. No, sorry, I really doubt they'll give you a loan. I already owe them so much for keeping my car on the road. I can't really. I only need $15,000. Me, silent for a heartbeat, and said oh so carefully, they're not going to give you $15,000. What would you even need that for? I'm gonna buy a car. $15,000? You can buy a decent one for $5,000. I'm still not asking mom and dad to give you $15,000. I myself would never ask. But I want a decent car, new one if I can, and besides, I can pay them back when my house sells. His mom's house isn't even on the market, and he thinks it's gonna sell next week, and he's gonna pay mom and dad real quickly. Houses take a long time to sell. It'll take years. No, it won't. Yes, it will. I've done this 4 times living with my family. And even so, mom and dad aren't going to give you $15,000. My boyfriend explodes. That's because they effing hate me. I think to myself, oh, here we go. They're horrible effing people and I should burn their house down and make them have nothing. Death threats from him are common. They don't have to give you anything. That's because they effing hate me. They always have. Selfish freaking minors. Yeah, I know. Look, I gotta go. I hang up and call mom, and she explodes into laughter. Dad does too. We had another good laugh when boyfriend asks me to pay for skydiving lessons so he can start up a skydiving school. But at this point of time, I'm just happy he's blocked on all social media. After this happened, he didn't talk about it much but showed me stupidly expensive cars. I paid no mind. I was too busy thinking of ways to escape his abuse. And if you're curious, OP added an update where she explained that she really struggled with standing up for herself, but thankfully she eventually dropped this loser when she found out that he had been cheating on her. That guy's a real keeper. Our next post is from Sadist Zero. This happened my freshman year of high school, and I started to develop a taste for the clothing brand Supreme. My family is not well off, but I would save up over birthdays and doing yard work to get this clothing as it was what I liked and it kept me out of trouble. At the time, I was dating this girl who called me one morning, and it went something like this. Hey, I don't have a coat. Can you bring me a hoodie? This was dead winter in Maine, and she was wearing just a t-shirt. So I respond with yeah, and grab a hoodie I had near me, which happened to be a white Nike hoodie, and head off to school. I get to school, hoodie in hand, and go to give it to her, and she just looks at me and says, what is this? I respond to her, it's a hoodie you asked for. Then, I kid you not, she starts crying. And through sobs, I could make out, I wanted a Supreme hoodie. For some context, my parents are divorced and I have it set up so that there's 2 hoodies at each house at least at all times, so I didn't have a Supreme one as I only own 4 hoodies, 3 Supreme and 1 Nike. I ended up telling her, hey, stop crying, I only had this one available. She then gets up and pushes me, throwing me the hoodie and shoving me out of the way, which was weird as she was a little girl and I'm a big absolute unit of fat. Later that day, she texted me asking for the Supreme hoodie and I'm already mad, so I just tell her straight up, no, you had your chance, because I was angry. She then starts insulting me, calling me autistic. I have a mild form of autism I won't go into, I just lack empathy. Look up Asperger's if you want to know more. She says, you're only doing this because you're autistic. And that really pissed me off, so I ended the relationship right then and there. Finally, this girl hits me up at the end of the day saying she's sorry and she missed me. At this point, I'm done and tell her to F off as she knew about my disability and used it against me. I also had some other reasons to break up with her, but I won't go into the personal stuff. I'm gonna be straight with you, OP. Sounds like you dodged a major bullet on that one. That was r/choosingbeggars, and this is r/puppy bloopers with a bonus video of Hugo at the end. Since you've planned all this, Hugo, since you've planned all this, Hugo, cutie patootie, since you've planned all this, since you've planned all of this, you must have, since you've planned all of this, since you planned all of this, Hugo, you're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Since you planned all of this, excuse me? Since you've planned all of this, Hugo boy. Oh, Hugo boy. You're so cute. You're so cute. You want some cuddles? You want some cuddles? Yes, you do. Hugo boy. Hugo boy. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. Oh, you're eating me alive, Pooch. No. No, please.